I'm Vice Mayor Linda Gorton, and I'm here at Marksbury Farm with John Mark Hack, one of the partners in Marksbury Farm, and we're going to talk about local food. Well, here we are again. I'm Linda Gorton, and we are at the retail side of Marksbury Farm. I'm without my hairnet here because I'm not around the actual meat, but I'm really happy to be with two of the partners in Marksbury Farm. We're with John Mark Hack and Richard McAllister. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you for allowing me to interview you, because this is a really important topic. More and more people now want local food. They're very focused in on food that's healthy, that's been raised around where they live. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. And I've asked John Mark if he would talk just a little bit about Marksbury Farm. Introduce us to Marksbury Farm.
Marksbury Farm Market is a grass-based business that is designed from the ground up to capture the value of this abundant, renewable, natural resource that Central Kentucky has so much of, and that's our grasslands. And we process and distribute grass-fed beef, pork, poultry, and lamb. That's all antibiotic, steroid, and hormone-free, produced in partnership with farm families from this area and distributed to retail markets, to restaurants, to institutional markets, and throughout the about 100-mile area. Louisville, Lexington, Northern Kentucky is really where our target market is. So Richard, this is really truly local then? The cattle, the sheep, the lambs, the chickens, the turkeys, they all come from local farmers, correct?
Absolutely. Several from Garrett County, where we're located, several from Lincoln County and all the surrounding production areas. And you know, here at the market, at the retail market, this is our opportunity to introduce people to our products. They can come and they can reach out and touch, if you like. Obviously what's going on at the plant is a larger distribution network there to restaurants in Louisville and Lexington, and as John Mark said, surrounding areas, Cincinnati.
And I know that Fayette County has a very large agricultural base, and so a good part of our economy is based in agriculture. Absolutely. And I think that people know that, and they're very desirous of local products. How are they different from other products that may not come from here? What do you do differently here in your processing?
Well, a lot of the difference is simply scale. We are operating at a scale that I think people are able to understand, whereas a lot of what's out in the market coming from all over the country is simply foreign to folk. They just cannot understand the scale of production. And you know, our production, much smaller farms, local farm families, much smaller production, much smaller lots coming through, and that's a very important differentiation, I think, with our business model, and you know, generally what's out there in the market.
And they're not packed into a feedlot. They're actually grazing, grass-fed
Well, we
animals.
We have this natural resource of grasslands throughout Central Kentucky that we've never collectively tapped the full value of, and what we're attempting to do is build a business that realizes the full value of this renewable natural resource. But to Richard's point about scale, what our scale enables us to do is maintain complete transparency from the farm all the way through processing to the final packaging. And it enables us to develop and maintain strong relationships, again, starting at the farm and all the way through the processing system until the end product. And those relationships are a key part of our business model, and it's a key part of what makes Marksbury Farm different in the food arena than most of the products that you're getting out there now.
Well, and I think if I understand correctly, you also don't use hormones and antibiotics. You don't take in cattle, for example, that have had hormones and antibiotics and different
Absolutely.
Things given to them.
Those are some of the criteria that we have laid out of production methods.
Very good.
And really that is a big part of what John Mark was just saying. Connecting consumers to the farmers and to the farms is something that we're able to do at a scale that is that allows local food to make sense for institutional food, for instance. Because previously it was either at a scale that was unmanageable or at a scale that couldn't support and supply a market.
Well, and if I understand correctly through our tour through the plant, if someone brings in has beef processed, you actually can track it. The consumer could track where that beef had been raised and packaged and all of that. So
we're able to provide that information
great
here at the shop.
Great.
We just
Well,
look at the animal identification.
Richard, thank you so much. I'm going to talk with John Mark a little bit
Thank you.
about the Local Food Association.
Pleasure.
Great to see you.
Cheers. Pleasure.
Yes, cheers.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much. Now, John Mark, let's talk a little bit about the Local Food Association, which I think is very exciting. Tell me what it is and what you're doing.
Well, for the past 20 years, if not longer, there's been a movement, a grassroots movement all across the country of people who are concerned about the state of the food supply, who have varying motivations toward developing direct relationships with their food producers and just knowing more about what they're ingesting and how it's produced.
What they're eating, yes.
And that movement is a natural grassroots movement. It's highly fragmented, it's naturally organic, growing up all across the country. But food in the United States happens, it doesn't just get from the farm to our plate, it goes through a pretty vast regulatory system. And most of it is regulated at the federal level. That federal regulatory system is designed to accommodate the industrial scale of production that provides 98–99% of our food supply. Large scale, industrial scale processing and production. And because it's designed that way, there are certain pretty formidable barriers to small businesses who want to further develop local food communities across the country. So the Local Food Association is a way of organizing that movement, strategically coordinating it so that we can go to Washington and we can go to state capitals across the country and we can advocate for producers and processors and eaters, people who are interested in changing how food is produced and distributed and consumed in this country. We want to bring that strategic coordination into the public policy arena. We also want to provide continuing education and professional development opportunities for people engaged in the local food movement. We will offer certification and accreditation programs, and we'll do consulting with local governments across the country who have identified local food is a top priority for them, but maybe lack the wherewithal to bring it together in any kind of strategic, coordinated way.
Well, how would this apply to Fayette County?
Well, Fayette County has the potential to be one of the capitals of the United States in grass-based food production. Fayette County historically has utilized its agricultural resources in the production of tobacco and thoroughbred racehorses. The same natural resources that go into producing the world's best burley tobacco and the world's finest thoroughbred racehorses can go into producing the highest quality food that we could possibly imagine.
We have great soils, don't we?
They're second to none, really, in the world. And the unique mix of the rural landscape with an urban setting, and in the universities that are part of the Central Kentucky community create some real opportunities that I'm not sure that we fully explored from the standpoint of community and economic development. And food offers job creation.
Yes.
It offers the ability to maintain or maximize the value of a natural resource in a given community without shipping it out, having value added to it elsewhere, and then bringing it back in.
Right.
We can maximize that economic and community impact right here.
Well, I know when we were touring the processing plant, you said that the employees were all local. And so you didn't import people. They all live around here, and they're working with local meat products.
Right.
It's the best of the best, really, for local folks, because they can know what the beef, for example, the cattle have been given, which is basically grass, right? Grass and water.
Right.
And then the product is being sold in various venues here in central Kentucky. I think that's just awesome. It's a local chain, the whole thing.
And you know, I'm a fifth-generation Kentuckian, and we have a long history of taking our natural resources and exporting them elsewhere to allow people to make the most money on them. What we're trying to do is to build a business on the Marksbury side that allows us to capitalize on the natural resources that we have here, maximize the value of those resources, and maintain that value in this community, not shipping it elsewhere, not letting folks who don't live here in this community exploit the value of it. We're maximizing the value of that resource here. And on the local food association side, what we want to do is to further equip the people who have been engaged in this movement over the last 20 to 30 years with good public policy that expedites their growth and development, and with all of the other things that trade associations offer to professionals in virtually every field, but up to now hasn't been offered to people engaged in local food.
Well, I will look forward to working with you on the policy questions at the local government level, and I want to thank you very much. This is very interesting. Lots of people will be excited to know about the local food association and the efforts that you have ongoing. And so folks, if you want to learn more about this, gosh, there are lots of sources for local food info on the internet, but Marksbury Farm is one of them, and we'll look forward to hearing more about the local food association.
Thanks
Thank you so much,
Linda.
John Mark.
Thanks.
Yes, thank you.